Hello, this is the Job Real Talk. My name is Ed, and today's topic is action speaks louder than words. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this in life and how many times I found myself repeating this to my kids and employees. To this day, I still coach new employees and frontline leaders on this very basic principle. Your actions speak louder than your words. What is meant by this and how does it apply on the job? You ever have that new employee who starts and quickly tries to befriend everyone? He or she talks a good game, talks about all the things they've done and who they know and what they're going to do on this new job, talks about how hard they work, how dependable they are. You're probably picturing someone right now, I'm sure, because guess what? Let's be real. We have all seen this type of personality. I'll call him Talking Tom or her Say-A-Lot Sally. They both have that gift. The gift of gab, you're right. I've often counseled and coached and corrected Talking Toms and Say-A-Lot Sallys and given much advice about less is more. Less talking and more action, that is. There comes a time we have to stop showboating and do more rowboating. You see, the difference is a showboat stays in one place and gets nowhere fast. Oh, but it looks good sitting there, saying, hey, look at me. Now the rowboat, however, it's a workhorse, rowing away down the river, getting things done and going places. The Talking Tom or Say-A-Lot Sally is trying to convince people to view him or her a certain way based on their words, talking a good game. People form their opinions of you not by the words that are coming out of your mouth, but instead by what you do. If you say you're a hard worker, they can actually look and see if that is true based on what you do. If you say you're a team player, they can actually see that by watching how you interact with others and complete your task. If you say you're dependable, they can actually see if you get to work on time, if you get your work done on time, and you're not disappearing and taking excessive breaks. You see, action really does speak louder than words. If what Tom does is completely opposite of what he says, he'll look like a hypocrite, a shyster, a con artist, somebody others will start to distance themselves from. If Say-A-Lot Sally claims she's the hardest worker on the job, but always other people are picking up her slack, they will take notice. And guess what? So will management. If Sally claims she keeps to herself and don't like drama, but every time someone looks up, her and Tom are in the break room spreading gossip, people see this action. And she'll be labeled as someone who can't be trusted. If what Tom and Sally says does not match what they do, are their words hiding a deficiency or knowledge capabilities? People may start wondering if this is the case. I asked Mac McNeil to weigh in on this topic. Mac is a longtime friend who is the Senior Vice President of Operations at Community Reinvestment Fund. And he's the author of an excellent new leadership book coming out in March 2023 titled My Great Aunt Edna, The Golden Girl of Leadership. Here's what Mac had to say.
One was, how do I view self-centered, loudmouth coworkers who talk a good game, but their actions do not match their words? So the first thing that comes to mind with me is limited career. Like, we see some of these people sometimes get promoted, but eventually everyone in the organization is going to realize that the actions don't actually meet the words that they speak. So their career will be limited at some point. The second thing is that I think about knowledge base. Like, do they lack some sort of knowledge or internal confidence within themselves that causes them to do that? Because many times it's just a cover up for the fact that you don't really know. And so you speak up, you speak loud, and you think it's going to cover the fact that there's something that you don't know. So again, it goes back to that limited career growth. I've seen it multiple times, and every single time there's a ceiling that they can hit.
I totally agree with what Max said. You see, leadership very quickly notices the loudmouth, self-promoting individuals because, hey, they're trying to get everyone to see them. It may work in the beginning, and it may help them grow initially, But as Max says, there is a ceiling as leadership starts to see the lack of synchronizations between their words and their action. I can tell you, as a leader, I very, very rarely is that type of individual in the consideration set for more responsibilities or advancement. I'm always looking for someone who knows their job, of course, but actually does their job and helps others if needed. And you can spot that person very quickly. And they're not waving flags and spewing words everywhere. They are the person coworkers can lean on for support instead of calling management. These are individuals whom I consider to have good leadership traits, meaning people trust them, people look to them for guidance, coworkers learn from them and share ideas with them and collaborate and problem solve with them. These individuals take accountability for their own actions, and they feel a certain way if the team did not meet a performance objective or goal. They reevaluate, collaborate, and become the cheerleader, encouraging others to lift their heads, regroup, revamp, rethink, and work harder to reach the next goal. You see, their actions speak much, much louder than the words. As a leader, we must listen and watch our employees. We measure this synchronization through performance evaluations. I asked Mac to weigh in on this as well, and here are his thoughts.
Right. So, do I listen to the words that people say or what they do? That's a very good question, and the answer to that is both. So I'm going to speak about it from a positive standpoint, first of all. I've seen multiple times where leaders say great things, but then they actually follow up and they do what they say. And because of that, the followership grows, the confidence and the trust grows within them. So I pay attention to both. But also I've seen negative things where leaders will speak about some grandiose thing that they want to accomplish or what they plan to do or what they want to do, or they talk about who they are, but then their actions don't match up. And again, it just sits in your gut that something there is wrong, something there does not match. That lack of trust just pops right up. The confidence in that leader to go to the next level just pops right up. So the answer to that is both. I pay attention to what they say and what they do. And as a leader, I know that my followers are doing the exact same thing. So it's important, first of all, to think about what I say before I say it, because absolutely people are going to expect my actions to follow that.
I definitely agree with what Max said. As a leader, you must realize and know your employees are not just hearing the words coming out of your mouth, but they are watching your actions. Are they in sync? As a leader, I tell my employees I appreciate and care for them frequently. But more importantly, I show them I appreciate and care for them through my actions. As a leader, you are always on stage. And your employees, just like an audience at the famous Apollo Theater in New York City, they will applaud or boo you based on your performance. How are your employees viewing you? What kind of coworker or leader are you? Do you spend more time trying to convince people to see you a certain way, or do you simply let your actions speak for you? Think about what Max said about career limitations. Self-promotion, spewing a lot of words won't get you far if your actions are not in sync with what you say. My very wise mentor, Tina, told me years ago, Ed, less is more. In my case, it pertained to email lane. She implied I could get my point across with less words. And guess what? She was right, because I would send very lengthy emails explaining performance deficiencies in my operations. I thought about that after that conversation with her. And I realized it pertained to more than just me shortening my emails. Less is more also pertains to this topic. Action speaks louder than words. Just as Max stated, as leaders, we must listen and watch our employees' actions and know they are doing the same with us. So think before you speak and follow up with action to back your words. So I'll leave you with this thought. Don't just tell people what you can do, show them what you can do. Don't tell people what type of person you are, show them what type of person you are. Don't tell people how hard you work, show them how hard you work. Don't just tell your boss you are dependable. Show them you are dependable. Get to work on time. Don't disappear. And complete your assigned task within the deadline set. Don't be labeled the talking Tom or say-a-lot Sally on your job. In other words, less talking, more action. Less is more. I caught back up with Mac and thanked him for joining us today and sharing his wisdom. I've asked him to share highlights about his leadership book and his YouTube channel, My Great Aunt Edna.
Hello, everyone. Mac McNeil here, leader and founder of the My Great Aunt Edna Leadership Platform. The Leadership Platform stands for excellence, doing things the right way, no shortcuts, and accountability. You can look out for my book coming out March 2023 titled My Great Aunt Edna, the Golden Girl of Leadership. You can also follow Aunt Edna on YouTube and listen to leaders from all over the world talk about how they can help you in your own leadership journey. And with that, I say thank you. May your week be excellent, and God bless.
Folks, I hope you found value in this video. If so, please subscribe, give thumbs up, and click the bell so you'll be notified when additional content is released. Share it with people you care about. Share it with people who can benefit from it. Whether it's a new member of management or someone just getting started in their career, or the talking Tom or say-a-lot Sally we referenced. Also, in the description below are additional links to more videos on the job Real Talk and contact information for Mac McNeil if you would like to connect and engage with him and the My Great Aunt Edna Leadership Platform. Lastly, please leave a comment. Leave a comment on how you feel, how you view and deal with talking Toms and say-a-lot Sallys on your job. You see, your viewpoint and your experience can potentially help others deal with these type of personalities. Thanks for tuning in.